All right, so we got 3 big fights. Let's start with the big one, Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin. What do you think?
In my opinion, I'm with Tank. He hasn't been tested yet. I'm not sure if Frank Martin is the test, because I haven't seen him like against anyone of notability or anything, notoriety. I mean, so yeah, I think Tank. He should take that one.
Frank Martin is a southpaw. He's very athletic. He's in ridiculous shape, and he's very fast. He's very disciplined. He's a good athlete. Tank is the opposite. Well, he's a good athlete, but Tank uses his boxing knowledge, like understanding timing, and he tries to set you up to get you. I think this might be a really tough fight for Tank, because they've been sparring. And from what I understand, Frank Martin did really well against him. So I think since Gervonta, he gives up a lot of rounds, and if he doesn't manage to catch Frank Martin, I actually think this might be a tough fight for him. It's not a certain fight at all.
Just what I was thinking, like. He usually gives up a couple rounds or a lot of rounds. Sometimes it's like the last 2 rounds he gets them out of there. But if he doesn't get him out of there, then it's 100% possibility that Frank Martin wins the fight, because he will do good, like good boxing, outbox him. No, maybe not outbox him, but still he will get the points, get the rounds. He can steal the rounds at least.
Yeah. I think he might be able to win more than 7 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
If Gervonta doesn't catch him, this is a hard, tough fight for him. And Frank Martin is very disciplined, so he will be in good shape. He will do well. He will stay disciplined. He will not fall into the obvious traps that, for example, Romero got tricked into falling into.
But when we watched the press conference yesterday, like he said that Tank really took this fight seriously, so maybe he will come in even better shape than usually, you know?
Yeah, that's true. And I think Gervonta had a point in that press conference that Frank Martin was trying to talk tough. He was trying to talk cool, and it was a little bit off. Like he didn't look tough. He just looked like he was happy to be there and happy for Gervonta giving him this opportunity.
But I think Martin really got into his head, because he got pretty upset. Like he got annoyed, not really upset, but he got annoyed with him. Like, so maybe he will fight with like feelings instead of the head.
Yeah,
you know, use the brain.
I gotta say, I think they have a weird relation, Coach Ford and Gervonta, because Coach Ford seems so much like a yes man, and he wants Frank Martin to get Gervonta emotional, which is, for any coach, that's insane. You want your fighter to be like a predator, no feelings, all catch. This is all I have to do. It's all about the mission. Whenever you get emotional, that will always be to your disadvantage. So it's a weird relationship they got. It almost feels like Gervonta is the boss, and Ford is just happy to be there. So I don't like that coach-fighter relationship, but I gotta say I really like Coach Ford. I think he seems to be a good guy.
He knows his boxer.
Yeah,
he's been training him for so long, so I think that he like knows him enough to know what he's capable of.
Yeah, but I am questioning if he can make him evolve into a better fighter.
Exactly.
That's what I got on that one. And then we got Benavidez versus Gvozdyk. Do you know when you?
I haven't seen Gvozdyk, the nail. I would call him the nail. I haven't seen him since he lost against.
I think that was his last fight against Benavidez.
That was a long time ago too. Yeah. And he's good technical boxer. Does the 1-2-1 a lot, like straight punches. Gets good, like hits hard. gets the points. So that's really good. But Benavidez is fast, good volume puncher, hits hard. So I think that Benavidez will get it because he will break him down with the pressure. Because that's what Beterbiev did. He got him. He pressured him so much that he fell. He couldn't take it.
Yeah, that's
he crumbled. I would say crumbled.
Yeah, that's a good prediction. Gvozdyk is one of the most skilled fighters in the game today. I think he actually beat Bivol as an amateur. He did get stopped by Beterbiev as an amateur also. But that's... Beterbiev was the top dog. I mean, he even had Usyk on the ground. I don't know. I think the question here is if Gvozdyk can last 12 rounds with Benavidez, because Benavidez is similar in that way to Beterbiev, but I don't see the creativity in the attacks that I see from Beterbiev, because Beterbiev is extremely smart with how he attacks. He attacks from angles, he moves a lot, he's got so much experience. While Benavidez, he doesn't have the amateur experience, but he puts a lot of pressure and he's right there, but he's also right there to be hit. And looking at his performance against Caleb Plant, which is one of the few performances where he actually fought a guy who was proven, I wasn't all that convinced by that performance. So, and this is one weight class up for him. So, if it's the best version of Gvozdyk, I'm actually picking him, but I'm not sure that's the case. So I think Benavidez might actually run him down eventually.
Yeah. I think like Daniel, he feels like a boxer that only has like the same attacks. Like he's not so like creative. Versatile. He uses a lot of straight punches. The fight was so long ago, I barely remember it, but I remembered he got stopped against Beterbiev.
Not to forget, he was ahead on points against Beterbiev, so much that had the fight gone the distance, he would have won, unless he'd been knocked down several times. So it's people might overlook this fight. Gvozdyk is top dog. He's from the same national team as Lomachenko, Usyk, and Berenchuk. So he's one of the top guys.
He has the skills to pay the bills.
Yeah.
He has like the possibility to win against Benavidez because he's squared. He just moves forward with double guard. So if he boxes smart, he can catch him, move, keep catching him. But if he gets stressed, like too much pressure, he will crumble. He will get caught.
Yeah, but skill-wise, if you compare him to Caleb Plant, he's levels above Caleb Plant. So and then we got Matias and Paro. Paro, we don't know that much about him, so Matias has to be the favorite. But Paro is seemed to be a good fighter. I just think Matias is just way too good, to be honest, from what I've seen. But Paro isn't that proven, so that's why we say that. Maybe this is his big fight, and both of them have 2 legs, 2 hands, and they have a chin that might get hit. So we'll see, and there's a chance Matias is overlooking him. He's ever actually overlooked a guy in the past, and that's why he's got a loss on his record. So we have to watch out for that. But I'm really looking forward to the fight because I love Matias. He's one of my absolute favorites. Not just because I love Puerto Rican fighters, but he's got that aggressive style, very similar to Benavidez actually. So, and the odds are actually equal on all fights. I think if you bet on the underdogs in all of these fights, they are not bad bets. I actually got some money on Frank Martin, and I got some money on Gvozdyk. However, it's because they're 5 times the money. Paro is also 5 times the money. Might not be a bad bet. I don't know. 5 times the money is a lot of money. So pretty good betting on the underdog. You be the judge if you think it's worth it.
I think in this fight, like Matias, I love myself a knockout, so I really hope he wins. But like Paro, I've never seen him, not barely heard anything about him. Matias, of course, he has his loss, but he was overlooking the guy. Maybe he overlooks this guy too, but like if he, like I always say, you have to box smart. You have to like really study your opponent, know how he boxes. So if Paro knows the way Matias only pressures forward, he only goes forward, hands up, and he punches like he doesn't punch from his shin. Usually they come from like the hip almost, like the shoulders. Like he goes around like this. So that's like a big opening for him if he manages to counter him or something. But I'm not sure about his record, like he has good knockouts or anything, 19 wins or...
He's got a decent record, but nothing that stands out.
But Matias, he can get he can get wobbled, so you never know. You never know. It's boxing, but no, for sure, I really hope Matias wins because of Puerto Rico.
I actually think Matias has underrated hand speed. I think his hands are so much faster than people think, and he got power. So I love myself those Puerto Ricans. Same thing goes for Trinidad. Same thing goes for Miguel Cotto, Wilfredo Gomez. They all got the punch and they got the speed in their hands. Not always the fastest feet, but love the Puerto Rican fighters.
That's a way for Paro to win because I've heard he's really good technical boxer, and the feet of Matias isn't that like good. So he can, if he uses like his feet, outboxing move, like I did against the guy from Hammarby. Like I know this guy has good punching power when he has balance. So you have to, if you punch and you move, then he doesn't get like the balance for punching hard.
Yeah,
you don't agree?
Yes, absolutely. He against any Puerto Rican fighter, I would say the feet is the same thing goes actually against Mexican. Both Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, they're not known for having the fastest feet, but they got really fast hands and really powerful hands. So,
don't let them get their balance straight.
That's a great prediction.
100%.
Thank you.